Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. There is a ton of news. So let's start off with the topics that we're going to be covering today. There are regulatory challenges and compliance, there's security breaches and crypto theft. There is technological advances in blockchain tech, financial services expansion into crypto. That's a big deal. It's not necessarily what you think. Market trends and price movements. So let's start off with the obvious. Coinbase had big problems. The stock dropped. Why? Because a lot of people's accounts dropped to zero. They didn't drop to zero. They were just displaying the information incorrectly. People's accounts, the people didn't lose, their funds or anything else like that. However, as my brother would say, it does make you stop and think about, well, should I be using a custodial service like Coinbase, or should I be using my own non-custodial wallet, like a hardware wallet or, browser wallet or whatever it is, even pen and paper. And you need to go do your own research on that to see if you're ready to manage your own non-custodial wallet. That's the first thing that I would do. But because of that, there was a Bitcoin surge all the way beyond $64,000. It's like 64.3 and change or something like that. Then there was an immediate precipitous drop down to 58. Then a pretty decent recovery back up to 63, about 63 where it is now. And I tell people all the time, in times like this, where that things are going up, we've got huge catalysts that are going on out there. We've got huge buyers in all the Bitcoin spot ETFs that are out there that are buying up. Even with Grayscale dropping, selling off, the others are picking it up and looking for more. And I tell people all the time, the reason why that's happening is because there is growing interest. A lot of people don't even know what Bitcoin is. They hear the word. They know that people are investing. Most of them don't know why. And hence, this is why I'm about to publish this book. Hopefully we'll be in publishing, and printing in about, 2 weeks or so. And that's why we're giving the lesson, right? Is because a lot of people don't know why. They know that they've been told that they should, but they don't know the why behind it. Financial advisors are not necessarily doing a great job of explaining it because it's just another product to them. And it's a new one at that. So it's not exactly easy. So we're working with a couple of financial advisors to hand out our book. But when I look at all this, I sit back and I go, yeah, pay attention to what's going on with Bitcoin. When it goes up, nothing goes up in a straight line. Well, it doesn't. That's something that doesn't happen all the time. Straight line up, straight line down. But if you were paying attention, straight line up. Oh, I can sell at this level. Shave a little bit of profit. It drops. Oh, I know it's going to come back. Like, did you really think it was going to stay at 58? Like, are you serious? I'm going to buy in at this level, and I'm going to recover back to 63, and it'll most likely go beyond. I told you before, I knew we were going to hit 60 because, before the halving. But I had no idea that it would skyrocket beyond 60K so soon. I mean, we still have over 50 days left before the halving event. So yeah, that's a big deal. So yes, I am paying attention to that. I hope you are too. Some regulatory things went on. The U.S. government had seized, I think about $1 billion of crypto assets during, from the hackers from the Bitfinex hack, and they moved it. So don't know what's going on there. And truthfully, $1 billion, a $1 billion move in Bitcoin, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do it. It's just noteworthy to know that, hey, they moved some of those crypto assets stemming from that Bitfinex hack. Coinbase, again, dropped and then came back, right? So Coinbase's stock was up. I think it was up to like 210 or something like that, maybe a little higher. And then it dropped down to 200, a little bit low. Do you think it's not going to come back? Is that really what you're thinking? Like, are you serious? Again, it was one of those. Some of you are not old enough to know about the AOL problem. And this is a very good one. AOL, they had sent out all the CDs and all the DVDs, all that good stuff to get people to join, their platform. And they were not expecting so many people to join their platform. So the network went down. Press conference, mea culpa, all kinds of apologies. We're so sorry. We didn't know we would be so successful. So they went on a rampage to grow their network. A rampage. It was such a rampage that other companies got into it when they realized, holy smokes, that's a burgeoning space. So here you are with Coinbase. Now, somebody pointed out that this has happened before. Every time there's a surge, Coinbase, flutters. And I sit back and I go, you can look at that as some kind of conspiracy theory. I look at it as, I can see it. There's hella lot more interest now than there was in previous cycles, right? So I can see why they would go down. Who would be expecting that? They should have realized that, hey, with this new adoption, with all these, Bitcoin spot ETFs, there's going to be huge traffic. We should probably beef up. But they didn't. They went down, but they recovered, and everything's going a bit smoother now. But again, it is something that I'm paying attention to, right? Then I turn around and you have some Binance execs get pinched or arrested in Nigeria. Why is that? Well, apparently they're saying that Nigerian government is saying that there was about $26 billion of illicit transactions that happened on the platform. See, the 26 billion to 26 million. Once you have all those zeros, does it really matter? The number really doesn't matter, right? And they want to look into it, and they are looking into it. So those two Binance executives have been detained. On another one on the security breach side is Serenity Shield had their token, SERSH, SERSH, massive theft. It was about $5 million or something like that, stolen. Whoops, big hack. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking into it. And it's Serenity Shield. And I'm sitting back and I'm just going, that's not cute. That's not cute at all. So I'm paying attention. People ask me, why do you pay attention to breaches? I pay attention to breaches because they happen, and I want to know where they're happening. Because if it's on, let's say, a custodial wallet platform that I use for certain transactions, I'm going to want to know, do I have any transactions that are happening right now or about to happen? Am I holding anything on that platform? And now I've got to rush to move it. This is why you pay attention to those things, right? Coinbase is going to have the most transactions. They're the biggest in the United States, so they're going to have the most transactions. That's not to say that you couldn't use Kraken or Gemini or OKX or one of the other wallets that exist, operate in the United States, I would say. But I do pay attention to that stuff. I also pay attention to advancements in the crypto space. Advancements such as Ripple partnering with Axelar Foundation, right, to increase and enhance interoperability, within XRP Ledger. They're making all kinds of infrastructure moves to increase stability and increase reach, increase use case, and nobody's giving them credit by making XRP rise. I am seeing that. But they're making huge moves. It was like the second one that in a couple of days that I've spoken about with regard to Ripple. So we should be paying attention to that. Something else that we should be paying attention to with regard to another popular coin, Shiba Inu, which is up substantially. They're collaborating with Zama, and they're creating a privacy-focused network on top of Shibarium. That's right. You heard it right. So now when I look at everybody and they go, oh, it's just a meme coin. It's not a freaking meme coin. They've got a whole ecosystem going on. And it's been quietly growing. Finally, people are starting to pay attention. That's why it shot up. And you sit there and you look at Shiba and you just go, holy crap, didn't know they had that much going on. Do your own research, but dig in. Dig into those projects that have real use cases and get an understanding about what they're doing and how they're doing it. Right? Just dig deep. Know where you're putting your money. Know where you're putting your money. All right. What else is there? We have Gemini. Gemini had that problem with Genesis and their Earn platform. The Earn platform was being powered by Genesis, which is owned by DCG, or Digital Currency Group. And there was that whole thing where it went down and all that good stuff, all that crap. Well, New York State has told them they have to pay back fully the $1.1 billion that's out there. I need to trim my mustache. I need a shave in general. My daughters let me know when I need to shave. So when I look at that, I'm kind of like, okay, so they're going to get back the the over 1 billion. That's actually a good thing. It settles a lot of things. Remember, I believe I told you that they lost their New York license as a part of this this action. Hopefully they get it back in the future, but for right now, get out. That's what New York said to them. New York is a very harsh state when it comes to crypto. That's why a lot of people don't, have access to things in this state, and they have to find alternative methods to get access. So that's something to pay attention to. But that's a good move. That shakes off from Gemini. That shakes off a major problem that they've had. It's still a problem for Genesis and DCG. Genesis is going bankrupt. DCG still has big problems. So a lot to look at. I mean, I never thought they'd let Coinbase go, but they did. Or CoinDesk go. Sorry, CoinDesk, not Coinbase. But they did. Why? They needed the assets. So they have a lot of assets that, or they had a lot of assets. Know what I mean? VanEck didn't see this coming. Did not see this coming. But VanEck launched a new NFT marketplace. Like, what? So you have your Bitcoin ETF, and all of a sudden, boom, here comes an NFT marketplace. Holy crap. They're digging in. They're leaning in a major fashion. I didn't see it coming. I think it's a great thing because they're going to educate their clients and customers. And I wonder what else they're going to do with this NFT marketplace. Hey, Stitch. Yeah, Stitch is up. He's on his patrol in the morning. Then on top of that, on top of everything else that's going on with Binance, Binance has a new VIP program targeting traditional market traders. And I'm like, whoa, that's interesting. Going directly after, the big boy traders. That's gonna be an interesting service. Uniswap unveils a new feature to enhance the trading experience. And I'm sitting back and I'm just looking at all of these things that are going on. Go back to my videos a while back, and I told you about how DBS and a couple other banks got together to do a test run of a DeFi transaction. Uniswap was a part of that. Uniswap, Aave, Matic. They were all a part of that. Was it Aave and I think Avalanche? There's a reason why I pay attention to moves like that. And it's not just because of retail investors, but it's also because of institutional access and movement. So all of these groups, all of these projects, when I take a step back and I look at it all, they've all been improving their infrastructure. There are some wild things coming. Tokenization, DeFi, there are some huge things coming. I keep telling you, the definition of banking needs to be changed. And DeFi is going to disrupt the space, so you're going to have to redefine what banking is, and then more importantly, where you do your banking for whichever piece of banking you're looking for. So decentralized finance, yeah. The way people lend and borrow, completely in 5 years, it'll be completely different. Completely different. I can easily see when you go to a bank looking for a mortgage, the bank might be the broker for the mortgage, but you want to know what? That mortgage might come from DeFi. I could see that. I can see that in the future. Now you understand why I'm paying attention to things that are going on. Yeah, Stitch is getting comfy now. Comfy on my couch. So please do your own research, dig in, have questions, hit me up. All right. But you know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. So let's go do that. Yeah, you know, I always have my notes in front of me. I always have my notes in front of me, and then below I always have, you know, key highlight implications. We can get into that later if you want. But then I also have the articles that I wrote. These are excerpts from the articles that I've written, and all the links to them. Something I wanted to get into, but not, beyond just the numbers, right? I don't know if you notice, but I also have where these projects are from their all-time highs. On either side, I have, this is, 8% off their all-time high, which is this project Chile. Okay, great. You can usually tell when a project is close to its all-time high, because it's probably going to be a newer project, right? Never heard of this PAL, PAAL AI. Never heard of them. But they're already at 241. They got 290 million in market cap. 1% off their market high, off their all-time high. Jasmine, never heard of it. 100% off their all-time high. Right? 97% for Wax. Let me see if we can find one that we know. Injective at number 34, $3.9 billion in market cap, only 2% off its all-time high. I tell you this because when I look at coins and tokens, I start looking at how much runway do I have. We are almost at the peak, at the all-time peak of Bitcoin. So, sorry, Stitch wants his pets. There you go. Good boy. There's my good boy. And so I pay attention to the all-time highs. Well, how much runway do I have? Am I expecting this coin to go up? How much up do I expect it to go? Right? So here's Doge, 82% off its all-time high. I'm not a big fan of Doge, but it's already up 31%. My son and I were chatting about it yesterday. He was like, hey, did you see Doge? I don't look at Doge. Family has a bag of Doge. I don't pay attention to Doge. You know I'm not a fan of Doge. It really is a meme coin, but it does get used. It's still in the top 10. At an $18 billion market cap, you cannot wag your finger at it. You cannot not pay attention to it, right? So I pay attention to it. Arweave, 66% off its all-time high. So I'm paying attention to those things. And these are just the top 25, winners and losers. Hey, Stitchy. Yeah, people like seeing you on camera. Say hi. Good boy. So you pay attention to things like that, right? I know I do. You want to know what's going on today? Right today, we're actually going to get the PCE index. We're going to get that information today, and that's a big indicator for inflation. So I will be paying attention to that. It should come out about 8:30, right? The crypto fear and greed index, highest I've seen it in a long time, 80. We're at 80. It's huge. DeFi Llama. Total value locked, 117, up $4 billion in total value locked just from yesterday. It's big. So again, I can't draw another line just yet. And the reason why is because, we haven't established. We've gone, look at this run. Look at this run up That's about as close to a straight line, except for this one that you're going to get. So you see that? You see that red line right there? You went right there from like 64 and change all the way down to 58 and change. It was like bam, bam, real fast, real hard. Recovered, but you see, it recovered a bit and then came back down to like below 60 again. Then went it back up and it came down. I told you, when I have my wallets that I'm actually trading on and not holding, those wallets, I'm paying attention to moves like this. How fast can I move to get to take advantage of something like that? A really strong pop up and a really fast precipitous fall down. So I hope you're paying attention to all this stuff. I can't cover everything, but I try to cover what I can that, captures my attention. I wind up, when I do my research, I wind up finding like 30, 40, news points. And then I go over it again and I squeeze it down. Then I go over it again and I squeeze it down because I'm going back and I'm saying, well, is that going to affect my bag? Long-term, short-term, mid-term, is it going to affect my bag? No, I toss it. Yes, I keep it. Is it something worth talking about, or is it just something that's too micro for everybody but affects me personally? Okay, I keep it. I make note of it. A lot of times I'll write an article about it just because it catches my attention, but it's not something I talk about. This is why I tell you guys, I have the videos right here, but I also have the articles on the site. And we are looking for more people to write. We're looking for more people that shoot videos that are helpful and things like that. So if you know somebody, got somebody, direct connections, not somebody that's, oh, you should go take a look at that person. No, I don't want to hear that. I want to see that you've got a connection to that person. You can actually make an introduction. Excuse me. We'd love to partner with other crews and see if we can grow the community. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, drop me a note. I love hearing from you. We just picked up somebody new, and I'm going to mention her name, Sister Joy. We've also got, old timers, not old, just people that, that I've known for a bit, like Mona, like Peter, like Morgan, that all reach out to me. I have so many people right now that are reaching out to me almost on a daily basis. Hey, have you checked out this? Hey, have you done that? Hey, how's this doing? And sometimes just, hey, are you good? Love it. I love that. Absolutely love it. Thank you. And I hope you have a good one. All right. Bye-bye.